You're live, it says.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the February meeting of the Sandwich Town Council Planning Committee. Okay. Item 1, apologies for absence received.
We have Councillor Fortescue, personal equipment. He's substituted for Councillor Black.
Yeah.
Councillor Carter has a personal equipment, and Councillor Chuka emailed just 20 minutes ago. He's had an emergency, so he's also got personal equipment.
Okay, thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. To receive any declarations of disclosable pecuniary interest from members in respect of business to be transacted on the agenda. No. Item 3, minutes of the Planning Committee. To approve the minutes of the Planning Committee held on Monday the 8th of January 2026 and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered elsewhere in this agenda.
Propose acceptance.
I'll second them. All in favour of accepting the minutes?
Yeah.
Abstention.
Well, you see them hence smoke in a minute.
So if you just do your name and then. Thank you, we're done.
Thank you. Item 4, public participation. I don't know, do we? No. Item 5, planning applications. To receive and decide on applications on which STC is a consultancy on. 25/01340 1 Name Street, Sandwich, CT139AJ, installation of a new internal extraction system and external flue at roof level.
Chair, do you
I
want
think
to
we
do
have
the
a
first
very
two
good
together?
go.
Because
Yeah.
they have the same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, because one's a conservation,
Yeah.
isn't it? Okay, 25/01339 1 Name Street, CT139AJ. Installation of internal extraction system and external flue.
So this is the former No Name shop. It's the Turkish restaurant. We approved payment application last month as well. So I propose support this application.
I think it's just modernising the kitchen, really,
Yeah.
Councillor.
Yeah, I think it's environmental health, say it's okay. I think clearly it's a change of use. Well, it's not actually a change of use because it was a restaurant upstairs anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a good use of the shop, so I'm in favour of supporting it.
Any other comments? We might go for a vote and all in favour of
Hang
it.
on, who have we got proposing and seconding?
I think Councillor Marie's proposing.
I proposed it, yeah.
Councillor Wallace seconding it. Okay. I think all in favour.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. 25/01230 39A King Street, Sandwich, CT139BL. Variation of condition 4P1 opening times of planning permission 19/01583 to allow for extended opening hours as follows: Mondays to Saturday 11 AM to 11 PM, Sunday 11 AM to 7 PM, and New Year's Eve 11 AM to 1 AM. Re-advertised amended description. I think that's the.
Is that the one at the corner, the old toilet?
I think it's the farmers.
Yeah, so I think it's just an amendment of what they put originally when it was done last. I think that was 2 months ago.
Yeah. Councillor Wells.
Yeah, it's asking for 6 days a week trading. I think they only trade for about 3 days a week currently. There is one objection on the portal from a local resident. I can understand that there might be objections if the bar is open till 11 o'clock every night, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And in any event, the licensing authority would have to deal with any issues that come up. I think that end of King Street is
Pretty quiet.
generally pretty quiet and a bit dead. So I see this as a positive for the town and in terms of improving the hospitality offer. So I'm in support.
Anyone else?
Second that.
All in favour of this application? Support of local businesses, isn't it? Okay. Lovely, thank you. 26/00018, 27 Paradise Road, Sandwich, CT 13 9HU. Remove ground floor GS internal partitions and relocation of the WC. Replacement of existing window with door and replacement of existing door with window. Replacement of 4 number rear elevation and 2 number side elevation windows. It's just improving the property. It's just modernising it, and it's just knocking out the old stud walls, isn't it, making them rooms bigger.
Looks like it.
I think in the application, it's also there's a lot of work has been done, a lot of the historic fabric of that building went a long time ago.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I'm happy to propose this.
We propose it. Yeah, I second it. We all in favour of this application? Yeah, okay. 26/00018/27 Paradise. What have I just done?
Just done that one.
Done the one. I mean, 26/00048 Cattle Market Sandwich, CT 139AE. Change of use of first and this is Kelly T second floor to 3 residential flats with replacement windows, doors and insertion of 5 flights of park termites. I think that's the top carpenters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Councillor Wells.
So the proposal here is for some key worker housing on the first and second floors. I think the issue here is that currently the first floor, part of the first floor is retail. The rest of it is storage. Upstairs is either storage or empty. I've been up to the top. It's quite an interesting building.
Yeah.
The only issue here is that the local plan policy, current policy, says there shall be no conversion of retail to residential on ground floors within the primary shopping area. Now, there is a slight loss of retail in this plan on the ground floor by the creation of an entrance lobby and a bike store and a bin store at the back of the property. But I think the benefits of this proposal outweigh that slight loss of retail. So on that basis, I'm in support of it.
Yeah, it's a former employer of mine good 10 years ago now. I've been up there a few times as well. I know what Councillor Wells is saying. It's wasted space. Especially the top floor, it's empty. There's nothing up there. The first floor does need some work doing to it because it's quite old and hasn't had a lot of work done for a long time. I'm in support. I'm always in support of key workers accommodation. So I'll second Councillor Wells' proposal.
Yeah, I went up there years and years ago. The first floor was just like a storage room. We went and saw it. And the upper floor.
Used to be a bar up there.
Well, it used to be the RF and the
That's
Racket
it.
Club. And they actually had a dance floor.
Yeah.
So we've got a proposal and a seconder.
Could I add a caveat, Chair? Because I think obviously the proposal is for key worker accommodation. Not quite clear how that will
Might be
be
something that works there.
defined, how they will define, because the definition of social and affordable housing is quite a broad definition. So I think we should add a caveat to say we support it, subject to clarity about how this will be identified for key workers, people on lower incomes, and not just completely into the market.
Hang on, Peter.
I have some concerns about this one, actually. The key worker accommodation, I think only applies to 2 studios.
Yeah, sorry, the 4-bed flat is.
Over the bookshop, it's proposed to be for short-term lets.
Yeah.
Now, I'm wondering if that would be a condition of the planning consent, because otherwise, it could be the creation of a house of occupation with that 4-bedroom flat. And I'm also a bit concerned about means of escape. There's only one way out, as far as I can see from the plans, and that goes past the storeroom of the hardware shop. I'm wondering about whether the fire officers should take particular look at that.
Well, I don't think they commented, have they, on plans? Because I think plans often get, commented by, the planning authorities. They, they do actually talk to the people at Dover before the plans come up.
Yes.
So.
It was a similar point, but just about the part short-term lets, whether they're likely to be Airbnb, but, we want visitors to come to the town,
We
and
do.
accommodation, so.
I know sometimes care workers and nurses and school teachers and police, aren't they? So I don't
It's quite broad, isn't it, key
Yeah.
workers, so, but,
So I think
good
the,
in principle.
I think the response should be, we support it in principle, subject to clarity about how the properties will be managed and who they will be allocated to. Because the enabler officer says they support the proposal, but there's not enough information in there to.
No.
Just a comment, not so much about the application, but with the change of use from bar and dance hall, is there any opportunity to document that? Photographs, because it is part of our heritage, our history, and I know it's not so interesting now. In 100 years' time, when people look back on things, it is of interest.
I think it, because they had their own Rafa club here, didn't they, by the age concern, so that moved about 50 years ago, so I don't know what was left up there after they moved down to the other
Well, I think, Colin, you've been up there more than most of us, so whether you photographed things.
I think I've got some photographs, but I wonder if the Nostalgic Sandwich Group might have photos of what, when it was in action.
Yes. And usually when some photographs are posted, others start to feed in.
Yeah.
So maybe just a visit to speak to, his name's gone, the manager at the moment, and just say, can we nip up there and do some photographs?
I think it's a good point, because it's effectively, it's a public space, what was a public,
Yes.
semi-public space,
Yeah.
which is being
Yeah.
privatised in effect, so it's a loss of history.
Yes.
Okay, if you had a really big RAF contingency sandwich. Okay, you're in favour of this application, have you proposed it?
I propose we support in principle, subject to
Okay.
confirmation of management arrangements.
Yes. Checking, all in favour of this? I think so, deemed it's great.
It's going on too long, Jeff, that's why.
Where are we? 25/01399, proposal E1A, screening opinions, construction and operation of a green grid park comprising synchronous compensator transformers, ancillary plant, underground electricity ducting and cabling to connect to existing substation and associated hard and soft landscaping. Location, land north of Stevens and Corotty, Ramsgate Road, Sandwich, CT 139L. The thing is, those that remember, that was Astra Fireworks, and for years and years, that's where they tested their fireworks and contaminated with heavy metals. So it's nice to see a contaminated piece of that being brought into use. And it's right up the other end of the parish, right next to the power station. I think it might probably do with that new cable that's coming through and everything, that kept everything in out.
I think there's a reference that the cable will be in the trench and then tunnelled
Yeah.
underneath the stour.
Yeah.
And I think there's some comment from one of the water funds. The only thing is, I'm not quite sure whether this needs to be screened off a bit more. You've got the whacking great new installation there, which is not exactly, looks great, but is there anything we should be saying about trying to screen it off a bit more?
I think it's screened by that big Brown and Mason build, along there. And they've got gyms at Carlock, so it is quite screened, I don't know, it's an industrial site, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not exactly pristine.
No.
I'm happy to propose.
I second it, we do it, all in favour? So. Okay. Item 6, withdrawn planning application, there were no planning applications which have been withdrawn.
I've got
One
one more.
more.
Oh, sorry, yeah. 26/0, that's because I haven't got a paper agenda, so I normally to come on.
Oh, excuses.
26/0013 proposal, erection of a single-storey side and rear extension, part retrospective, location 81 Woodisborough Road, Sam CT 130AB. decision required.
Yeah,
Looks all right, doesn't
issue.
it?
The only thing I don't like is obviously the park retrospective, it annoys me.
Yeah,
Side of it.
But did you read the
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
checking?
you in favour of this?
Okay, who's proposing?
I'll propose it.
Second,
I think that's.
even though I don't like the
Yeah,
idea.
very like retrospective. Item 6, withdrawn planning applications. There are no planning applications have been withdrawn at the time of issuing the agenda. Decided planning applications. Is there any comments rather than reconsider them? I think they're all,
Good.
Noted.
I think it's just noted there. All in favour of noting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Item 10, street furniture applications. To receive and consider any application made to DDC in relation to a street furniture consent application under Local Government Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1982, Local Government Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1982, street furniture consent. Please note, none to the time of issuance agenda. Okay, you're happy to note? Okay. Item 11, licensing. To consider and note any licensing notices for no objection made.
I have one more that arrived today, which is a deadline of the 27th of February. These licenses, they don't let you, like the planning ones, I can ask them to extend it if necessary, but these ones, they won't let me extend. So I'm going to bring it to you, even though it's not on the agenda. If there's serious objections, then we'll have to take it to STC or something. But it's 15 The Butchery. And they want a premises license to enable the sale of alcohol between 11 and 10:30 Monday to Sunday.
So we had the plan application come through last month, month before, regarding change of use from a commercial business to I think they will change to a wine bar, yeah. So obviously it's going to be part of the license going to come through, so I propose to be accepted.
Limited hours as well, wasn't it?
We can't formally propose and accept it, but if there's a discussion and if we're happy, then we'll just let it go through and then
Yeah, I think so.
no comment.
It's a wine bar, it's a license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Item 12, enforcement. To consider any enforcement notices and issues received from Dover District Council. Please note, none to consider at the time of issuing this agenda. Item 13, correspondence. To receive and consider correspondence relating to planning matters, including notification of appeals against refusal of planning applications. Do you have any correspondence?
No, nothing.
Item 14, Dover District Council planning update. Update by Dover District Council representatives on matters relating to planning. Do you have any?
Yes, Councillor Moorhouse has given an update, so I'm just going to read. Herewith is my update with respect to planning issues. With respect to 57 New Street, on Monday the 26th of January, I attended a meeting with Claire Dethier, Planning Enforcement Manager, along with Mayor, Councillor Franklin, Councillor Wiles and Councillor Ripley, who had asked to attend during the last STC Planning Committee meeting. It was confirmed that at present there are no plans to pursue any enforcement due to punitive costs which would be involved in doing so. We were also advised that existing legislation is not sufficiently robust enough to force owners to maintain properties, even though they may be within a conservation area. The Planning Enforcement Officer is going to assess the status of 57 New Street on Historic England's Heritage at Risk Register, as this might present opportunities that potentially could go towards a course of action on the property. Then we have a bit more stuff. Planning application, land on the northeast side of Deal Road, Sandwich. Outline planning permission with all matters reserved except access for up to 45 market and affordable dwellings, up to 66 bed care home with provision of main vehicular access to Deal Road, emergency cycle and pedestrian access to Dover Road, estate roads, parking residential, community open space, landscaping. 0.8 hectare land parcel to be transferred to Sandwich Tech for use as a sports pitch. I'm still waiting for a response from my email in which I've asked if there is any possibility of an appeal, considering that the Dover District Local Plan was for housing only and did not include a care home. Finally, I attended the DDC Planning Committee, there's two more, on Thursday, the 22nd of January, to speak on behalf of Sandwich Town Council Planning Committee in objecting to planning application 01220, change of use 17 Polders Gardens. The planning committee unanimously voted to support the application. With respect to the planning committee held on Monday, the 12th of January, I have contacted the member of public who spoke in objection to planning application 01382, Land East Sports Pavilion, St George's Road, to offer my support. This refers to the erection of 2 detached dwellings with associated landscaping.
Quite detailed report, wasn't it? Okay, thank you for that. Item 15, date of next planning committee meeting, Wednesday, 9th of March 2026. Thank you for your attendance. Just 20 minutes.
Oh, well, that's not good enough, is it? And I
I've
really
reached
said
about more houses.
Sophie, that's the
Very
line.
said it was.
Daniel,
No, it's a very good report from him, wasn't it?
Very good.
Yeah.